A sweet record of the vineyard with bunches of purple grapes in Grandpa's vineyard. There are bunches of grapes hanging on the trellis. Among them, the most lively ones are the bunches. When they first grow, they are small green hard balls, like green beads tied to the vine, coated with a thin layer of white frost. Every day, they bask in the sun and drink dew together with the vine leaves, hoping to become sweet as soon as possible. That early morning truncheon had just been moistened by the morning dew and was shining brightly. Suddenly, it heard the anxious chirping of Gigi. It was the chirping of a little sparrow. It had flown out of its nest to look for water to drink, but all the small puddles in the garden had dried up. Thirsty, it kept pecking at its own feathers. Chuan Chuan quickly shook her body in front of Shoo Shoo, allowing the dew on the vine leaves to drip, drip onto the leaves in front of Shoo Shoo. She also leaned over the softest green grape and said, "Taste it quickly. There's sweet juice inside." Shoo Shoo pecked open the grape skin, sucked in the sweet juice, and flapped his wings at Chuan Chuan. "Thank you, Chuan Chuan. Your juice quenches thirst more than dew." Day by day passed, and the strings gradually changed their appearance. Their color changed from light green to light purple, and then from light purple to deep purple, as if they were dressed in a dress made of amethyst. They hung on the vine, swaying gently in the wind and giving off a sweet, fruity fragrance. Even passing butterflies couldn't help but land on the vine leaves, circling around to smell the scent. In the morning, little squirrel Lely passed by the grape trellis with Pinnacone in his arms. Suddenly, he was panting heavily under the sun. He wanted to find a cool place to rest for a while, but the stones around him were all scorching hot. Chuan Chuan quickly gathered the vines and leaves beside her and set up a green canopy around her. She shouted to Lely, "Lely, come and rest here for a while. My vine leaves are so cool." Lele climbed under the grape trellis and placed the Pinnacone on the vine beside Chuan Chuan. He squinted his eyes comfortably and said, "Chuan Chuan, your pergola is even more comfortable than my tree hole." At noon, Grandpa took his little granddaughter Yaya to the vineyard to play. Yaya ran for a while and was sweating all over, insisting on having something sweet to eat. Grandpa stood on tiptoe, picked a bunch of ripe purple grapes, the companions beside the skewers, washed them clean, and handed them to Yaya. "Try this, it's so sweet." Yaya took a bite. The purple juice spread in her mouth. Her eyes lit up at once. She reached out and touched the skewers hanging on the vine, whispering, "When will you be mature? I still want to eat sweet grapes again." Chuan Chuan shook her body as if saying, "It'll be very soon." In the afternoon, it suddenly started to drizzle. The little snail that had just been playing in the garden gradually had nowhere to take shelter from the rain, and its shell was all covered with mud and water. Chuan Chuan quickly let a large vine leaf hang down and cover slowly above, like opening a green umbrella. Slowly hiding under the vine leaves, he slowly stretched out his antennae and waved at the string. "Thank you, string. Your leaves are just like little umbrellas." In the evening, the setting sun dyed the vineyard orange red. The skewers were finally fully ripe. Grandpa picked them and shared them with Yaya and Lely. Yaya took a bite of a skewer and said with a smile, "It's even sweeter than last time." Although the skewers were eaten up, they weren't sad at all. They helped Shoo Shoo quench his thirst, served as a shade for Lele, and also shielded Man Man from the rain, leaving the sweetness and coolness in the vineyard. It turns out that a small bunch of purple grapes, from green and hard to purple and soft, can not only accumulate sweet flesh, but also bring warmth to the friends around. The wind in the vineyard is still blowing, and the vine leaves are still swaying, as if saying, the next bunch of ripe grapes will also be like bunches, becoming a little sweetness in the vineyard, bringing joy and coolness to everyone.